What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. Hope you guys are doing phenomenal today, man. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. Hope you guys are gearing up for Sunday's slate up. Week 13 of the 2022 fantasy football season, which means week 13 of the 2022 fantasy football season. So we got a lot to get into today, man. An hour or so till the 1 o'clock games kick off. So hop on in here, man. Let me know what you guys need. Start sits, ads, drops, last minute waiver wire additions, roster confidence, roster non-confidence, whatever it may be. Let me know. We're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna talk some fantasy football. So hit that like button on the way and hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel, and hop in the live chat. Let's get it popping. All right, let's see what we've got in terms of injury updates. We'll check the weather real quick, then I'll hop in the live chat. All right, Jets running back Michael Carter is out. Fire up Zonovan Knight. Okay, he should have a good game. It's a good matchup for him. Good game script. Joe Mixon is highly unlikely to play this afternoon against the Kansas City Chiefs. So we are going to want to sit Joe Mixon unless we get some. I mean, it's just tough because it's a late game, right? It's a 4:25 game. So I would plan on Samaje Perine being the guy and Joe Mixon not being the guy today. So Deebo Samuel will play through a quad injury today versus Miami. There is some. This is a tough call with Deebo. Like, as a player, you don't really want to bench because he has a really high ceiling, but the injuries as of late have really kind of capped that ceiling and made things worrisome. So from what I've read, this is a easy injury to re-injure, if those words made sense. So I'm a little hesitant around Deebo Samuel today. Jerry Jeudy of the Broncos is expected to play through an ankle injury, but they will test how he feels in the pregame. So it's potential he sits, but he's still listed as questionable and is expected to play. Let's see, as a setback. Antonio Gibson is expected to play today versus the Giants. A decent flex option for you guys. We already knew this, but Jamar Chase, who's missed the last 4 games, still listed as questionable, is expected to play today. All right, so lots of updates there. Good amount of updates. Let's check the weather real quick. Weather week 13 NFL. See if there's anything. Yeah, nothing really here. Basically all good weather around today, which is nice. Don't need to panic like last week with the Buccaneers, which ended up being nothing. Yeah, we got no bad weather reports. That's great. Let's go. Let's go. All right, let's hop in the live chat. Let's get it popping, man. I don't know why. Hold on. Lately, like, the live chat doesn't let me scroll all the way to the top. Hold on. Trying to see. Oh no, alright. If I missed your guys' question, you guys can just retype it, because there's like 1 or 2 that are cut off here and I can't get to them. Alright, I'm going to start with Kelly. That's the first question I can see fully is Kelly. Alright, good Sunday to you as well. Chaser's A. Jones. Chase has a 3 p.m. game. I don't have another 3 p.m. receiver. Should I start Jones? I would probably, I mean, it looks like Jamar Chase is going to play. So if you are worried about it, you could go Zay Jones, but you just have to understand like the potential ceiling you're missing out on if you don't start Jamar Chase. So I think you can risk it with Chase, but if you don't feel like risking it, Zay Jones is okay. I mean, we like the matchup here for Jones going up against Detroit. So, but it looks like Chase is going to play. So I'd probably risk it and start Chase. But I think that Zay Jones is going to have a good game. So if you feel like it's too risky, it's okay. Good to see you, Kelly. High upside, low risk. What's up? I'm doing good, man. Good to see you. Debo or Slayton in half PPR. I probably go Slayton. I'm a little worried about Debo. It's close. Very close. You know? It's like Debo, even limited, could play very well. Slayton coming on. I mean, the half PPR, it's like, who has a better chance to score? Probably Debo. But I feel like overall, the better play is going to be Darius Slayton. He definitely doesn't have as high of a ceiling in half PPR as he does in full PPR, though. It's a good matchup for him. I mean, I'm starting Slayton in the league. I think I'm starting Debo in the league too, though. So it's like, it's tough. Half PPR, I might consider Debo. I feel like Slayton doesn't bring as much to the table. I know, Prey, I got on a little early. Ryder, what's good, bro? Ayuk or Etienne? Etienne has that running back upside, but Ayuk has been killing it recently. I like Ayuk here, actually. I'm not out on Etienne. Do we have a update on Travis? Yeah, officially active as of 6 minutes ago. He gets Detroit. It's a pretty good matchup. Detroit's been playing better as of late, but like, nah. I don't mind Etienne, but if you feel good about Ayuk, I do like Ayuk a lot right now. They're really similar in terms of the floor and ceiling that they bring on a weekly basis. And I feel like they're both in good game scripts, so if it's full PPR, I might lean Ayuk here, but both are fine. Smokey, what's good, bro? Good to see you, man. Knight, Pacheco, Rashad White. Thoughts on Foreman and Judy? I kind of like Knight here. I just feel like that Minnesota Jets game is going to be a good game script. Not that like the other two game scripts are necessarily bad, but it's just tough because like any of these guys can outscore each other. You know, I'd probably risk it with Zonovan Knight. How do you feel about it, Smokey? If you go with one of the other two, I don't think it's going to kill you. Thoughts on Foreman and Judy rest of the season? I think Foreman's just kind of in a little bit of a tough stretch. I think he will have an opportunity to bounce back. Obviously on bye week this week, but he gets Seattle, Pittsburgh, Detroit, Tampa Bay to finish out the fantasy season. Like, obviously Tampa Bay, not a great matchup, but he played very well against Tampa Bay earlier in the season. You know, had 118 yards against them on the ground. So, but that stretch of Seattle, Pittsburgh, Detroit is pretty favorable. So, I think he'll be okay. In terms of Judy, I mean, a player that you can hold on to, but if you're not going to start Jerry Judy, you know, it's that time of year where you got to start making moves for the playoffs. So, since Judy is back, I think I play Nico over Sutton. You can definitely go with I just, listen, between a player like Nico Collins and Cortland Sutton, once again, they're not bringing a very different floor and ceiling. So, the matchups really aren't too crazy. Like, the Ravens defense is definitely the better defense, but their secondary has been relatively vulnerable at times this year as well. So, it's very close. Similar floor, similar ceiling, excuse me. But I don't think that Judy necessarily hurts Sutton too much. Less targets, but like opens things up a little bit more. Kelly, I go with Knight over Gus. Gus in a tough matchup. Albert, what's good, bro? Need a flex, Zay Jones or Palmer, full PPR. Ooh, it's so close. So close. Both good game scripts, too. I'd probably go Josh Palmer, but it's very close. Albert, I can see either player outscoring each other without a doubt. Abraham, what's good, bro? I have Najee, Sanders, Pittman, Knight, and Jacobs. I have Jacobs in my flex in case he doesn't play. I can swap Pittman in. For my other two running backs, who would you choose from Najee, Sanders, and Knight? I'd probably go Najee and Knight. You know, I'd worry about Miles Sanders is the best overall running back on the season here, but the matchup today against the Titans is really tough. So you could go Sanders and Knight if you're worried about a re-injury to Najee, but Najee's got a favorable matchup against the Falcons. So I probably roll with Knight and Najee. The Titans are very, very good against the running back position. K Peeps, what's up? Najee or White? White. Whoever you don't pick, or Palmer. I go White and Palmer. If you guys can afford to bench Najee, I think you do so. Full PPR, Treylon Burks or Gus Edwards. What's up, Be Real? Full PPR, probably go Burks. I mean, both of these guys are in tough matchups, but the upside lies with Burks. Spencer, what's up, bro? Knight, Gus, or Chiron, Burks, Debo, or Nico. Yikes. I go Knight since Carter's out. Burks, Debo, Nico. I probably go Burks. I go Burks. Where are you leaning towards, Spence? Close calls, man. Yeah, Debo scares me too. Pray, John, why am I getting more points on my 12-man league than my 8-man? Could be scoring format. Or you just could have a better team, too. Ryder, Herbert, Tua, Mr. Watson. I would go Herbert. It's very close. If Tua had a better matchup, I go Tua. But I go Herbert here. Stober, what's good, bro? I know I missed you at the top of the chat there. AJ Brown should have a big day. Should be nervous starting Devonta Smith. I have Kirk, White, Williams, DPJ. No, I wouldn't worry about starting Devonta Smith. He's actually brought like somewhat of a consistent level as of late. You know, his last 3 games, 9, 13.8, 13.9. Like, I'd like to see him get to that higher ceiling that he gave us earlier in the year. But it's a really good matchup for Devonta Smith. I think this is going to be a contested game. I don't think it's going to be all A.J. Brown, but I think Christian Kirk's going to have a really good day. I like Jamal Williams on a weekly basis, too. So you have other options if you feel better about them. I like Kirk a little bit more than Devonta Smith, but I'm not out on Smith this week at all. Sean, Watson, or Prescott? I go Prescott. Would you trade CMC or Tyreek? I would rather trade CMC. I mean, I would prefer to keep both, but if I had to pick one, I'd trade CMC. Just because he's been a little bit banged up, and it's still the Niners. At the end of the day, they're going to utilize multiple running backs. But CMC's going to be fine. Probably finish the year as a top 5 back. Tyreek's just on a crazy pace right now. And that offense is just, week after week, extremely explosive. Albert, pick 2 in full PPR. ETN, Najee, Rashad White. I go ETN and Rashad White. I think if we can afford to bench Najee, we do. And I think Najee could finish with a decent stat line. Like, if he doesn't have to exit the game for any reason. I think he still gets you what he brings to the table on a weekly basis, like 10 to 12 points if he plays the whole game. It's a good matchup. But I just worry about the potential injury here, you know? Because, like, multiple injuries that he's been dealing with. I don't know for those of you who own Najee Harris, do you feel confident starting him today? Is it just purely matchup based? Because, like, I own Najee in one league. I just benched him, but that's because I have Samaje Perine, you know? I'd be starting him if Mixon was likely to play. Bud Smoker, what's up? Palmer, Lazard, Dillon, and non-PPR. It's close. It's close here because Dillon has a pretty good opportunity today in a good matchup. But I still think it's Aaron Jones' backfield. I just can't trust Dillon. Like, if you guys have other options, I just can't trust Dillon right now. You know, we've got last week in week 1. Outside of that, he's been very unproductive from a fantasy perspective, you know. I'd probably go Palmer. I think he has the best day. I kind of feel like Lazard is due for a touchdown, though. It's a good matchup for Lazard. Watson's been stealing all the touchdowns. I feel like Lazard could easily score today, but I'd probably go Palmer as the safest bet. Terrell, PPR flex, Burks, Sutton, Pacheco, or Gus. Oh, man. I really want to, like, just love Burks today, but it's a tough matchup. I'd probably go Burks, though. If you don't feel as confident, you can go Sutton. Like, Sutton doesn't really bring you a ceiling, but he brings you a safer floor than Burks does. Burks just brings a nice ceiling, but it's just a tough matchup against the Eagles, you know. But it's going to be a contested game, so. In PPR, I'd probably go Burks or Sutton. Jeffrey, what's up, bro? PPR, bench 1, Jamal, Swift, or Perine. I'd probably bench Swift. Williams, like the safer bet of the 2. And Perine just brings a lot of upside in that matchup. Rashad over Kamara, even if Lenny plays full PPR. What's up, Big Trev? I think you can start Rashad. He's a better matchup than what Kamara has. So, I think that's fine. Pray Ingram or Higbee? Ooh. I don't know what to think about Tyler Higbee with the change at quarterback. But it's a really good matchup. Oh, it's so close, Prey. Because not like Ingram's done anything as of late. I'd probably go Higbee, but it's very close. You know, with that tier tight end, it's like, who knows? God, what's up, bro? Great to see you. Thank you, man. The vacation was good. I appreciate it, bro. What do you think about Juju? I think Juju could bounce back and become, like, relevant again today. So, I know the last 3 weeks have been very frustrating. He's been dealing with injuries. He's been sick, too, dealing with an illness. But, you know, he gets Cincinnati, Denver, Houston, Seattle, Denver. It's a tough remaining strength of schedule for all the Chiefs receivers. But I don't really worry about the Chiefs. They are good at football. I think he has a good opportunity to bounce back today in a good game script. Land, what's good, bro? Good to have you, man. Trying to decide between Prescott and Fields. I'd probably go Prescott. It's really tough with Fields, you know? It's like, how hurt is he? How does this potentially limit, like, his rushing upside? Does it change anything? Is he going to be 110% okay? Like, I could also see a world where Fields comes out and he just balls out today, you know? But the risk is there. Where Prescott should be able to come out against the Colts and provide you with a really safe floor and a good stat line. So the safer start is Prescott. But if you want some upside, you want some risk, you feel like you need to go for the extra points, then you can go with Fields. But just understand there's risk associated with it. It's Cryptic. What's up, bro? Should I flex ETN or Godwin? It's close. I think Godwin's a safer call, but ETN definitely brings upside. I'd probably go ETN. So it's a good matchup for him. He's going to play. So hopefully no, re-injury occurs. Pray Harrison, Bryant, Ingram, or Higbee. It's really, really tough. Some of these calls on the tight end position, like, we've just been massacred at tight end this year. It's tough, bro. I probably lean Higbee just due to matchup, but I really worry about that Rams offense. Like, I could easily see Bryant or Ingram outscoring Higbee, so. Very tough, Pray. Shay, what's good, bro? Start one, full PPR. Williams, Kamara, or Rashad White. I go Jamal Williams. Super boring pick, but I go Jamal Williams. Ryder, I have to take Watson out of my reserve this week, so which QB should I drop out of the three? It's tough because we don't know what Watson will look like yet. Yeah, I would drop Watson. Call me crazy. I would rather have Tua and Herbert. It's the safest calls. I mean, just if you can, like, if you don't need to make any adjustments, like, just see what Watson looks like today. But I would rather just roll with Tua and Herbert. 1 point per rushing, first down, Dak or Fields. I mean, Fields gives you the better stat line potentially with that scoring format, but Dak is definitely the safer option. Cade, what's up? Tua or Fields? Super close because Tua's kind of got a tough matchup today. You know, Fields coming off the injury. Fields for the upside. If you need a safe start, go Tua. Muzar, what's up? David Montgomery or ETN? Hat PPR. I think both are going to have good days, but I'd probably go ETN in a... I just feel like with Fields active, you get a little bit less upside out of Monty. Probably go ETN. And if it wasn't for the injury to ETN, we'd be saying ETN like no doubt. So, William, what's up, man? Steelers, Seahawks, or Bucks? I go Seahawks. I think they're gonna have a really good day. Not much to really worry about that in terms of the Rams offense. Okay, Garrett Wilson, Swift, or Pacheco? I'll go Garrett Wilson. I think Wilson's gonna have a nice day, just like he did last week. Yeah, go Garrett Wilson. Gotcha, Stober. Jason, what's up, bro? Mixon is out. Flex Pittman or White? It does look like Mixon is probably going to be out. I'd probably go White. But Pittman's okay, too, if it's full PPR. Sport Dog John, in my 8-team hat PPR, I can go with Ayuk, White, or Jamal. My other flex spot is Watson. I probably go Ayuk. But if you want to go Jamal Williams, that's fine. I mean, Jamal Williams is kind of the safe start here. Ayuk brings a little bit more upside, but honestly a pretty similar floor too. I mean, I think that Ayuk's going to get a pretty significant amount of volume today. It's going to be a good competitive matchup between the Niners and the Dolphins. So, but Jamal Williams just brings that safe floor, and especially in half PPR, like kind of gravitate towards the running back position. Jamal Williams a really safe start today. So, but it's tough. It's definitely Williams or Ayuk. You know, Watson's kind of already giving you some upsides. If you want to kind of go for a floor play, maybe go Williams. But, like, it's super close, man. Both are good starts. Ryder, pick 3. CD Pittman, Terry, George Pickens, Burks, Elijah Moore. I definitely go CD Lamb, even in a tough matchup. Just can't bench a guy like that. Give me Pickens. Pickens is my guy. Pickens going to have a good weekend, man. Pickens plays bad, you guys are going to hate me. And I'd probably go Scary Terry. I know he's been in a little bit of a rut, but it's a big divisional game. Is that at home? I don't know if it really matters to me with the way Washington plays, but no, it's in New York. Okay. Could go Burks if you wanted to. I mean, Pittman's a pretty safe start. Like, it's going to be a bad game script, I think, for the Colts, but they're going to need to throw the football. So, I'd probably go CD, Pickens. Last one's debatable, but probably Scary Terry. If Burks wasn't in a bad matchup, I'd probably go with Burks. Mark, A.J. Dillon or Swift at flex. I feel like either could boom or bust. I'd probably go Swift if I have to pick one of the two. I just worry about Dillon today. Because, like, when we look at Dillon on the entire season, it's just way too inconsistent. I think that Dillon definitely has the opportunity to build on what he did last week because the Bears have not been playing well defensively, but I'd rather go Swift. I know it's painful to start a guy like Swift, but it's also probably pretty painful to start a guy like Dillon potentially. So at least we've seen kind of, even if the upside's not very high, the ceiling's not very high, we've seen some consistency out of Swift as of late. So I'd probably go Swift. But I get it. It's tough either way, Mark. Ryder, need to make up for Jacoby Myers pissing me off. Yeah, Myers was a bad start. And I was okay with Myers in the flex going into the weekend. It was a bad start. I mean, the Bills have been struggling and defensively in the secondary, and then the Patriots' passing game has been looking pretty good. But Myers, who was extremely consistent to start the years, starting to look like a sit to finish the year. Finn, what's good, bro? Fields or Dak, 4-point quarterback? It's really close. I'd probably go Dak. But the only reason we're not saying Fields is because he's coming back from injury, you know? It's just we don't really truly know what's up with Fields at the end of the day. So, if you want the risk, if you want the upside, start Justin Fields, you know? Gosh, Fields still quarterback 6 on the season. I mean, they're starting him. I guess he's good to go. You know, he could have easily sat through the bye week. Gosh, after the bye, he gets Philly and Buffalo before he gets Detroit. Fantasy championship, so don't drop him. But it's just tough. It's tough to get a read on Justin Fields, you know? I think Dak is just super safe. Super safe, Finn. Dan, start Najee or Evans? Ooh, Evans in a little bit of a rut. Not the best matchup, not the worst matchup. Najee, what I worry about more is like a potential injury. A re-injury. Re-aggravation of an injury. I'd probably go Najee, but it's so close, Dan. Who are you leaning towards, Dan? Kevin, what's up, man? Start 2 PPR. Pollard, Pirine, Pittman. I go Pollard and Pirine. Yeah. If we get the word that Joe Mixon is going to play, which doesn't look like he is, you could go Pittman over Pirine, but I go Pollard and Pirine, even in PPR. Pray I'm drafting Kelsey next year, aren't we all? Jamie, big trade offer. I give up A.J. Brown, Pierce, and Rashad White and get Hill, Miles Sanders, and McLaurin. Ooh. Yeah, I would do that trade. You're swapping A.J. Brown for Hill, Dameon Pierce for Miles Sanders and White for McLaurin. I mean, at the end of the day, you're getting Tyreek Hill, you know, who's going to finish the year as a top 3 receiver. You know, I mean, I like A.J. Brown, don't get me wrong. I think Brown's going to have a good week. I think Pierce is going to have a good week. White's coming off a really good game. A little bit of a tougher matchup this week. Sanders is probably going to have a bad week. McLaurin's been in a little bit of a rut, but it's like McLaurin a little bit inconsistent, Rachaad White a little bit inconsistent. And at the end of the day, you get Tyreek Hill. You know, Miles Sanders tied to a much better offense than the Texans. So, I mean, Pierce has a good matchup today, but I would do the trade. Yeah, how do you feel about it, man? Let's see. Jackson, what's up, bro? Lamar or Fields? Who? I'm going to go Fields here. But if you're worried about the injury at all, trust your gut. If you feel like you need to go Lamar, that's okay. Lamar is just a tough... I mean, 2 really tough quarterbacks to read right now. Lamar and Fields, for sure. Cardi, what's going on? Pierce or Olave? I go Olave. I don't want to bench Olave just yet. Whenever it feels like we should bench Olave, he goes off. So, but I do think Pierce is going to have a good day. It's a good matchup for him. The problem is the Texans will eventually find themselves in a position where they have to throw the football. You know? Because they are bad. Pirine or Pollard? I go Pirine as long as Mixon doesn't play. I mean, I don't think Mixon's going to play from what we've read. You know? But technically, he's still questionable, and it's a 4:25 game. So the good news for you is Pollard plays in the Sunday night game. So you should have time to make that decision. I would definitely go Pirine, though. It's a much more competitive matchup in my mind. I think Pollard would have a good day, but I go Pirine for sure. More upside. Cardi, Dak or Geno? That's a tough one. Pretty similar floor and ceiling for those 2 players. And like Geno gets the Rams, Dak gets the Colts. Like I just don't know how much either quarterback's really going to need to do today, you know? I think they both come out and put up a pretty solid stat line, but it's a tough read. I'd probably go Dak, but you could easily go Geno. Like honestly, like I think they're really close on the week, so both are perfectly fine, man. Conklin or Taysom? I'd probably go Conklin. I don't really trust Taysom. You know, I would love to be able to trust Taysom Hill, but he is just all over the place. He's still your tight end 3 in standard scoring formats, which is just ridiculous. That 34-point performance in Week 5 still has him that elevated. It's technically your tight end 12 in PPR. It just shows like how bad the tight end position has been this year, and how valuable a guy like Travis Kelce is. I go Conklin. What's up, J-Dubs? Mike White or Watson? I'll go Mike White. I'll go Mike White. J-Dubs, Jameson Williams debut today. Let's see what happens. I think they'll ease him in. You know? I don't think we're going to see a ton of action out of Jameson Williams today. It's possible, but I think they kind of ease him in and maybe have a few design plays for him. But ultimately, I don't think guys like Amon-Ra or DJ Chark are too hurt. But it'll be fun to see him out there. I mean, he's a fast as anything player. I mean, I think if he was fully healthy going in the draft, he could have easily been the first receiver taken off the board. So, we'll see what happens. I'm rooting for him for sure. For sure. All right, let's see. Do I start Christian Watson or Christian Kirk? Also need a tight end, Hooper, Komet. What's up, Everlast? I'd probably go Christian Kirk, believe it or not, because I really like Christian Watson coming into the week. It's a good matchup for Watson. He's been on fire. But I think Kirk ultimately is the better start on the day. It's a good matchup for Kirk as well. It's a good game script. He should be able to bounce back and have a big game. He's still your wide receiver 10 on the season. So, It's super close. I think Kirk is kind of the safer 4. Watson's still more risk, but brings more upside. I mean, both are very good starts, but I probably have to lean Christian Kirk. But Watson's okay if you want to do it. I'm assuming the second tight end is Cole Kmet, right? Unless I'm missing a... No, it's Tampa Bay's tight end. No, Kieft. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know this guy existed. I don't know what happened to Kate Otten. Like, no targets last week, man. Between those two, I'm not going to trust Co. Give me Hooper. He's shown some consistency as of late. William, Kmet or Foster Moreau? That's a tough call because Kmet does kind of like could come back into the scene, you know. But Moreau has a pretty good matchup. I'd probably go Foster Moreau. But it's very close. These tight end calls are so tough, man. Probably go Foster Moreau. I like him this week. But Kmet's okay. Sure. Kevin, start 2 PPR, Pollard, Pittman, Pirine. Pollard and Pirine, yeah. Jackson, Watson, Monty, Pirine, pick 2. Pirine and Watson, a lot of upside there, man. I like Monty today, but I go Pirine and Watson for sure. Kyle, what's up, bro? Start 2, Watson, B-Rob, Pickens, Wilson. I go Watson and Pickens. Give me the upside. Both in great matchups. I think B-Rob will have a decent day. But I think Jeff Wilson, even in a bad matchup, can still come out and have a good day, too. But, yeah, I just... Pirine and Watson... Or, excuse me, Pickens and Watson just feels right, you know? Giving you all that upside, man. Good to see you, Kyle. Lex, what's up, bro? Drop Hunt for Palmer to play over Juju. That's fine. Yeah. Can also drop Watson. I have Herbert. Either way, whatever you feel better about. Man, it's a tough call, but I think Hunt could actually have a pretty decent day today. But it's like, I feel like, especially in an 8-man, it's like, when are you going to start Kareem Hunt? You know? When are you going to trust him in your lineup? Like today, as a flex against the Texans, an awful run defense, like makes some sense. But it's like, I think it's Cincinnati, Baltimore, the Saints, and Washington. It's not a favorable schedule at all. Not even close. Very tough schedule. So, I think you just drop Hunt and see what happens with Watson. Even if you're probably starting Herbert. But Herbert does have some tough matchups at the end of the year. So, I drop Hunt. Chris Olave, Jamal Williams. Williams is a safer play, but you know, Olave, especially in full PPR, is completely fine. Nothing wrong with that. He had 10 points in week 2 against Tampa Bay. I mean, Olave is your wide receiver 15. Jamal Williams is your running back 12 in full PPR. So both are pretty safe starts. You know, Jamal's not really bringing that PPR upside, but he's getting it done on the ground easily. You know, in the last 3 weeks, he has 5 touchdowns. In the last 5 weeks, he has 7 touchdowns. It's like, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, he leads the league in rushing touchdowns at 13. So, both are completely fine. I like the game script and matchup a little bit better for Jamal Williams, though. But both are fine. Gob, rest of season PPR, Hollywood Brown or Christian Watson. Ooh. 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 I mean, Brown does have some tough matchups coming up. It's tough. I mean, know that Hollywood Brown is like Kyler's favorite target, in my opinion. But he gets New England, Denver, Tampa Bay, Atlanta. I probably keep Hollywood Brown, but it's so close, man. Watson just brings such good upside. He gets the Rams. Well, he gets Chicago today, a bye week. The Rams, the Dolphins, the Vikings. His schedule's better. It's very close. I mean, Hollywood Brown is kind of bringing that floor. I think it's just going to be a safe play on a weekly basis, where Watson's going to bring risk, but definitely bring more upside, obviously. I mean, at some point, Watson's got to come back to earth, but I just don't know when that's going to be. You know, we haven't seen that the last 2 weeks, not even close to it. So, super close. Where are you leaning towards, Gob? Connor or Foreman? Once again, it's a tough remaining strength of schedule for Connor. Gets New England, Denver, Tampa Bay. That is gross. Absolutely gross. But where Connor benefits in those tough matchups is he gets receiving work, you know? Since his return, he's had 3 targets or more in every game. 2 receptions or more in every game. Which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a full point. You know? And he's doing pretty decent work off those receptions. Except against San Francisco. It was a tough night. But anyways, like, I think I probably still lean Connor. Because the other benefit to guys like Hollywood Brown and Connor, DeAndre Hopkins in this tough stretch that's coming up for the Cardinals, is they're going to be in positions where they need to throw the football, you know? So, like, the volume should be there. But it's tough. When you look at Foreman, he's on bye week this week, of course, and he gets Seattle, Pittsburgh, Detroit, Tampa Bay. So, bad matchup in the championship, but he played well against Tampa Bay in week 7. Seattle, Pittsburgh, Detroit's pretty favorable. Pittsburgh the least favorable, but still not that bad. So, Foreman has a better strength of schedule outside of the fantasy championship, but I'd probably go Brown and Connor. It's so close, man. So close. Smokey going Knight and Najee, sitting Pacheco and White. I think that's fine. Root for your boy Najee, right? Christian Watson or Debo. I go Watson. I'm just worried about... I think Watson's going to have a really good day. It's a good matchup. No reason why this kind of run he's been on should stop. And Debo dealing with the injury was worrisome. So I go Watson. Ryder, Higgins, Pierce, Pickens, or Watson in the flex. Higgins. We don't bench a guy like Higgins in a great matchup. I mean, all these are good options. Pierce, a good matchup. Love Pickens this week. Love Watson. But there's just certain players that you don't bench, and Higgins is in that, you know, tier of players for sure. My bench is Pacheco, White, Dillon, Hilliard, Madison, Dobbins. I just need one hit. Hey, time of year to hold on to those handcuffs, man. Zachary was good, bro. SOS, need to win this game to make the playoffs. Who should I start? Deontay Johnson, Mac Hollins, or Nico Collins? So close, man. So close. I know we kind of broke this down in the comments, but even then, it's like, thinking about it out loud, man, it's like, it's so close. Like, because Hollins probably gives you the most upside. It's a decent enough matchup at the end of the day against the Chargers. Oh my God, I got something in my eye, guys. You know? But the Chargers have played decently against position too. It's a good game script though. Look at Hollins in the last 2 weeks. Is, you know, week 11, 11.2 points. Week 12, 16.3. But he just is so boom or bust. Then when we look at Johnson, just not a high ceiling at all. I probably don't go Johnson. You know, he's seen pretty good volume on the year. It's a good matchup, but AJ Terrell should line up on Johnson now that he's healthy. So I would not go Deontay Johnson. So for me, it's between Mac Hollins and Nico Collins. I'd probably go Nico. Is it full PPR? Forgot. I'd probably go Nico Collins. I would consider Mac Hollins if he wasn't so boom or bust. Guys, what do you think? Zachary needs a win today. Deontay Johnson, Mac Hollins, or Nico Collins? Who would you go? Tough, tough, tough. All right, let's see. Orac, DPJ, Treylon Burks, or Carter. I go Burks, even in a tough matchup. Give me Burks. But all are fine starts. Juked kicker question. Should I trust Suck Up? Should I pick and start McPherson, Myers, or Gano? I'd probably pick up Myers. I mean, I think Suck Up's going to have a good week, but if Myers is available, I go get Myers. He's having a monster year. Yeah, I go get Myers, bro. But don't overthink the kicker position too much. But all are good options. I think Myers has been the most consistent, though. I do like Suck Up. Leaning Hollywood, but waiting to see this week's game for Watson. That's fine. It's super close calls there, bro. Zachary, Hayden Hurst, or Foster Moreau. I think Moreau gives you the upside. Hurst kind of gives you the floor. So it's tough calls. If you feel like you need to go for the points, go for Moreau, but he brings a little bit more risk. Hurst brings less risk, but far less upside. Like, he's got to score a touchdown and really give you a good stat line. Smokey, Pittsburgh, Washington, or Green Bay. I'd probably go Pittsburgh. I think they're going to have a decent day, actually, against Atlanta, but Washington's okay, too. I appreciate it, Gob. Elijah, George Pickens, or Mike Evans. I saw that Evans struggles against Marshawn Lattimore for the Saints. I feel like that's kind of, I don't know. Let's take a look at that. Let's go to 2020. 7.2 points against the Saints. 10.4. Those were his two stat lines in 2020. So week one, he scored a touchdown, but he definitely struggled. 2020. 2021 against the Saints. And Mike Evans. 12.8 points. 2.4, but he got hurt that game too. 2022. 9.1. Yeah, not great stat lines overall. Not great stat lines. I don't remember if Lattimore was playing in 2019, but the stat lines aren't great there either. 2018, he played really well against the Saints. I do think Pickens brings far more upside. I like George Pickens a lot today. So if you go Pickens, I'm good with it. I mean, ultimately, I do like Pickens more. I just wanted to see the stat lines against the Saints. Pierre Ryan could have a big week, TS. David, need a tight end. Options are Hill, Dulcich, Ingram, Bellinger, Bryant. Ooh. Tight ends are just gross lately, guys. Any of these guys can outscore each other. It's like if I told you guys I was making the right call between a group of tight ends like this, I would be 110% lying to you. I mean, any of these guys can outscore the other player. It's super close. You know, maybe if Sutton or Judy were hurt, we try again with Dulcich, but I just don't trust him, especially with Judy probably going to play. Ingram or Hill, whoever you feel better about, but I don't like either. I know you don't either, David. It's super tough, bro. And Dave, need two flex PPR. What's up, bro? Kirk, Olave, Patterson, Palmer, Rashad White, also Lamar or Fields. I go Christian Kirk, and I go Olave. I I mean, I could see Patterson, Palmer, and Rachaad White having good days, but I feel like you just go with the two consistent guys here. Go with Christian Kirk, go with Olave. I think Kirk's going to have a nice day. I don't want to bench Olave just yet. Lamar or Fields, super tough. I mean, we literally talked about this earlier, how those are like the two toughest quarterbacks to get a read on right now. Like Jackson in a tough matchup, but doesn't matter. Is this the week we finally see a higher ceiling out of Lamar? Really, really tough to get a read there. And then Fields coming back from injury. Like Jackson's literally your quarterback 5. Fields is your quarterback 6. And they both bring upside. Like, you know? I would trust your gut, man. I might go Fields, but it's so close. Super close, bro. I feel like that game script for the Broncos and Ravens is like disgusting. But we said this last night, like I was really avoiding that game overall from a fantasy perspective, but at the end of the day, I could also see a world where like both the teams come out and play fairly well. So it's really tough. Who are you leaning towards? Craig, need to start one at flex, full PPR. Judy, Sutton, Johnson, or White must win this week. Well, don't go Deontay Johnson. It's tough. Once again, I don't love this game for between the Broncos and the Ravens, but I might go Judy or Sutton. Both guys should bring a pretty safe floor. I think Judy brings more risk, more upside. So maybe go Judy, but just keep in mind he's coming back from injury, so there's some risk associated. I mean, Rachaad White's a pretty safe start, but it's not a great matchup. So, Craig, who are you leaning towards? It's tough calls, bro. All right, let's see. Chris, who's starting? Jimmy G or Trevor? I go. Oh, or Gino. I go Gino for sure. Yeah, go Gino. I mean, Trevor's gonna have a good week. Jimmy G's probably gonna be in a situation where he needs to throw the football, but I go Gino. Yeah, good matchup for him. Big. I mean, important game. The Seahawks need to win this game. So. I just don't know what the Rams don't have Aaron Donald, so it's like, I think that the Seahawks come out and play very well. All right, Uday with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the $5 dono. It means emojis in the chat. Let's go. Pick a wide receiver, running back, flex from Gibson, Jeff Wilson, Pacheco, Watson, Lazard, Ayuk. I think Gibson could have a pretty good day. I think Jeff Wilson, even with a bad matchup, could have a pretty good day as well. I think Pacheco's in a game script where there's going to be points. I think Lazard could end up vulturing a touchdown, but ultimately I got to go with Christian Watson or Brandon Ayuk. Like, these are the two players right now who are playing the best football. There's no disrespect to Jeff Wilson, who's not playing bad football. He's just in a tougher matchup. Watson brings probably the most upside. So if you feel like you need some additional points potentially this week, you could go Christian Watson. But Ayuk is just so consistent as of late, and a good matchup in terms of the game script and everything. Like, this is a game where both sides are going to need to score points, where they're going to have to rely on players like Brandon Ayuk. So I would say Ayuk for a floor. If you feel like you want a little bit more risk but potentially more upside, you go Christian Watson. But pick a wide receiver, running back, and a flex. I'm sorry. Initially I thought the question was pick a wide receiver or running back for the flex, but you're saying pick a wide receiver, running back, and a flex. Okay. Well, that's good. I was going to say, you have a pretty damn good bench, you know. In terms of a receiver, I would go Brandon Ayuk. In terms of the flex, I would go Christian Watson. And running back is a little bit tough here between Gibson, Wilson, and Pacheco. But I definitely have Watson and Ayuk in your lineup for sure. That solves that. In terms of the running back, though, Tough calls because, you know, Gibson's always capped by Brian Robinson and vice versa, but Gibson has still played well in the season. Pacheco, a little bit of a tough matchup, but a good game script where we should see a fair amount of points. Then Jeff Wilson's got a bad matchup, but I just don't worry. For whatever reason, I'm not too worried about Jeff Wilson today. Maybe because he's going up against his former team. Maybe because it's the Dolphins and they just score a lot of points. You know, I probably go Jeff Wilson. I don't want to count him out. I know San Francisco's been playing very well. I don't see a super high ceiling for Wilson. But I think that Wilson is still a player that we can start today. So if you don't feel good about him, maybe go Pacheco. But once again, I don't see a super high ceiling for Pacheco. Like, this is going to be a game in my mind where both teams are throwing the football. Pacheco brings value once he's in the red zone, you know. And I think Gibson is a player who has some inconsistency, you know, but has still been playing very well. You know, when we look at since week 7, he's had double digits in every game except weeks 9 and week 12, where he has 6.7, 8.4 points. Every other game he's had 13.3 or more. So your RB 16 on the year. The Giants have played pretty well against the run on the season, but they're a little bit banged up and didn't look too great last week. So it is a tough call at running back, but ultimately I'd probably go Jeff Wilson since he's tied to Miami, Ayuk, and Watson. So hope that was helpful. I appreciate the $4.99 dono. Steven Drakes with the $2 dono. More emojis in the chat. We got to get some dope emojis. There we go. Steven, thank you so much for the $2 dono, my dude. Purine or Pierce half PPR? I definitely go Purine. I mean, here's what you have to consider at the end of the day, though. There is a small chance that Joe Mixon is able to play. From what we have read, it does not look like Joe Mixon is going to play. So you want to go Purine. It's a good matchup for him. It's a very good game script. Don't get me wrong, Pierce has a good matchup as well. And I would argue a good game script where the Browns and both the Browns and the Texans are going to try and do whatever they can to win this football game. And it's a good matchup, right? The Browns are awful against the run. But ultimately, when we look at Samaje Perine tied to a much better offense, tied to an offense that even if they need to start throwing the football, which they will probably throw the football in this game, they're still going to utilize Samaje Perine. Whereas opposed to the Texans, once they get behind, like, it's just tough because they're going to try and throw the football and they can't move the football down the field too effectively throwing the football. So it's like, I go Perine. I think Pierce can have a decent day, but I still go Perine. Now, like I said, what you have to consider is if Mixon does suit up, which it does not look like he's going to, still listed as unlikely to play, you know, was not completely cleared out of concussion protocol. So, and they know they can get it done with Perine, so I don't think they risk it. The only reason they would risk it is because they play the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, it's a big game. Gosh, Bengals have a tough schedule. You know, just at Tennessee, which they pulled out, but then Kansas City, Cleveland, Tampa Bay, New England, Buffalo, Baltimore is a tough stretch to finish the year. But go Perine. I go Perine. All right, Steven, thank you so much for the $2 donation, man. I appreciate you. All right, guys, about 15 minutes left. All right, where was I? Trevor, Harrison Bryant, Hill, Higbee, Fant. I go Higbee just due to matchup, but any of these guys can outscore each other. Full PPR flex, McLaurin, Wilson, Dillon, Watson, Pacheco. I go Watson, but McLaurin's very close. I don't mind Wilson, but I go Watson. Christian Watson better have a good day. Chris, who you starting? Yeah, Gino. I mean, Gino. Pan, what's good, bro? Moreau or Dolchich? I go Foster Moreau. Philip, do you think I should start Watson over Gino today? No, I go Gino personally. Fearmouth, Everett, or Hill at tight end, full PPR, need a win. I go Fearmouth for sure. Fearmouth is like your tight end 6 on the year. You got to go Fearmouth. Everett's close, though, but I go Fearmouth. Robert, Zay Jones, or Wilson. And PPR, I go Zay Jones. I still like Wilson, but I go Zay Jones. Mr. Jones, Pittman, Smith, Debo, or Burks. Go Devonta Smith against the Titans. A good matchup for him. Fortunately, I don't feel crazy about Debo. If you want to start Debo, it's okay, but it's just tough with the injury, right? Pittman should see good volume. I like Burks, but it's a tough matchup, so I'd probably go Devonta Smith and Burks, but just understand the risk that's associated with Burks. Who'd you rather stash, Foreman or Zamir White? Foreman, for sure. I mean, Josh Jacobs just always finds a way to play through injuries. OFG, what's up, bro? Pick 2, Kamara, Rashad White, or Williams, or Pacheco. Full PPR. Really need the help. I got you, bro. Oh, Kyron Williams. I don't know why I was like blanking up for a second. I go Pacheco and Rashad White. I think those are the 2 safest starts. I think Kamara is really going to bounce back after the bye week, but I think we bench him one more week. Can always go with Kamara because he does bring a high ceiling, but lately it's just been really tough. So I'll go White and Pacheco, but don't be surprised if Kamara has a good game, guys. Flippa, what's up? Treylon Burks or Sutton? If you want upside, go Burks. He brings more risk, but upside lies with Burks. The floor lies with Sutton. Very safe start, but I'd probably go Burks personally. I'm starting Burks in the league. I know it's a bad matchup, but I think we're going to see what he's made of today. It's risky, but I like it. Titan, what's up, bro? Christian Watson, Smith, or Pickens? Ooh, all are great options. I love all these guys this week. You know, Bears are a great matchup for Watson. The Titans secondaries played very poorly. Sorry if you're a Titans fan. And George Pickens gets Atlanta. It's like a gorgeous matchup for all these guys. So you really can't go wrong here. There's a lot of upside associated with all 3 of these receivers. Any of these guys could easily outscore the other. It's very tough when you're looking at like upside receivers. Who's going to have the best week? I'd probably go Watson, but like it's so close here. So incredibly close, man. Trust your gut. Ronnie, what's up, bro? Tua or Lamar? I'll go Tua, but very close here. Good to see you, Ronnie. Both are kind of in tough matchups. I think both quarterbacks have a cap ceiling this weekend, but I'll go Tua. Dak or Trevor? I go Dak. What's up, Hayden? Zachary, Lamar or Trevor Lawrence is a tough one because they're playing against my Lions. Yet, unfortunately, when it comes to fantasy, don't let your personal football feelings get in the way. You know, got to put that to the side. It's really tough getting a read on Lamar Jackson today. You know, most weeks I've said, like, just start Lamar Jackson. You just can't bench a guy like Lamar. But lately I'm like, oh, God, he just has not been performing at that same level from a fantasy perspective. You know, not exactly his fault when we look at, like, what's surrounding him. There's only so much he can do. When you look at the amount of drops last week, I mean, even Mark Andrews included, like, it was a tough week, man. Really tough week. So, I go Trevor Lawrence, but it's extremely close. I mean, if you want to go Jackson, you want to, you know, not see your team get thrown against, that's fine, because it's still Lamar Jackson at the end of the day. But it's very close, man. Very, very, very close. So, what's up, Alex? Don't know who to pick. Wilson Jr. or Gus? Yeah, very, very close. Very, very close. I probably go Wilson. Just because he's tied to the better offense. I think Gus could have a decent day. Both are not in the best of matchups today. But I'd probably go Wilson at the end of the day. Close. Close calls for a lot of you guys. It's that time of year, man. It's tough. Zachary's got to say you're awesome for sitting online helping people out with their decisions. I don't see very many people doing it. Congrats. Hey, I appreciate that, Zach. Very kind of you, bro. Appreciate the kind words, man. All right, about 10 minutes left. I'm trying to speed through here. I know we got a lot of you guys in the chat. Alex, love Deontay Johnson, but been burning me all season. Just picked up DPJ. Yeah, Johnson does have the better matchup, but DPJ probably holds the upside. You know, Johnson just gives you this low ceiling. Of G, I think we hit that one already. And we hit Flippa. David, Debo, or DPJ. I think the only risk really associated with DPJ is we don't exactly know what the chemistry looks like between Watson and DPJ. Like, we know what it looks like between Brissett and DPJ, but it's just like, it's a little tough. Little tough. I'd probably go DPJ just because of Debo's injury, though. Super close, David. Trust your gut there. Zachary, Alvin Kamara, Deontay Johnson, or Boyd. I'd probably go... I want to go Boyd, but you can go Kamara here if you want. It's a tough matchup for Kamara. I think he's going to bounce out of this stretch, like, you know, after the bye week. I think he'll be fine, but it's just another... He's been in really bad matchups and has not been performing in them. I'd probably go Boyd, but like if you I don't go Deontay Johnson, but whether you go Kamara or Boyd, both of these guys could bring not a great ceiling to the picture today, or through Monday, I should say. Peyton, Rashad White, or Gus Edwards. Super close. Both have bad matchups. Probably go Rashad White because he brings some PPR upside, but it's very close. Been riding with Hurts, but like the matchup today for Herbert. Thought 6 points for a throwing touchdown. I don't think you bench Hurts, and I like Herbert a lot today as well, but I just don't think you can afford to bench Hurts. Either of these quarterbacks could outscore each other. It's very close, but I do think the Titans have an opportunity to limit some of Hurts' rushing upside, but it's super close. It's extremely close, man. I just don't think you can bench a player like Hurts. Like I said, extremely close. I think Herbert's going to have a good day. I agree with that. Hey, trust your own conviction, though. Trust your gut. If you like Herbert more, I say roll with it. But I personally wouldn't bench a guy like Hurts. Trevor Lawrence or Lamar. Like I said, Zachary, I probably go very, very, very close. Might go T-Law, though. Pan, one last question. Watson or Pollard? Watson for the upside, but Pollard is the safer start, you know. Very close. If you feel like you need the points, but maybe a little bit more risk, go Watson. If you feel like the rest of your roster looks pretty good, just go Pollard. Dak or Fields? I'd probably go Dak just because Fields coming back from injury, but if you guys start Fields today, it's completely okay. Completely okay. But you just have to understand the potential risk that comes with starting Fields coming off injury. Dak is just super safe. Alex, Kansas City or Philly defense? Burrow sacked the most behind Fields. Well, if you get points for sacks, you could consider Kansas City, but I think that the Bengals and the Chiefs are going to put up points today. And Philly's been not necessarily performing the best from a fantasy perspective in terms of their defense. You know, and they've been kind of struggling. So, it's a tough call. If you feel good about Kansas City, that's okay, but I'd probably go the Eagles. I see more opportunities for turnovers from Philadelphia. Chris, what's good, bro? Most start Deontay Johnson or Drake London? I'd probably go Drake London, believe it or not. Just a tough matchup for most start. I think they'll rely on Jeff Wilson when they need to rely on the running back position today. Deontay Johnson, just really no ceiling involved. London's got a good matchup. Is he risky? Yeah, but I'd probably go London. Trust your cut, though. It's very close calls there, Chris. Mark, Jackson, or Fields? Oh, guys, it's so tough. Fields for the upside, Jackson for a floor. We got you, Mr. Jones. Ray, what's up, bro? I'm sitting Debo and Dylan, starting Palmer. Wide receiver 2, potential shootout. I need help with the flex. Yeah, I like Palmer there. Pierce, CPAT, or Evans? CPAT, but it's super close, man. I think Pierce gonna have a good day. You can go Pierce. I might go Pierce. How do you feel about it? I might go Pierce in standard. It's either Pierce or CPAT in the standard. Super, super close. Lawrence over Goff and Jimmy G. Yes, I would say so, gamer. Good to see you, Ray. Tristan, what's up? Latavius Murray or Lenny? Both have bad matchups. I'd probably go Latavius Murray. Murray kind of potentially capped by Mike Boone. Lenny kind of potentially capped by White. So I'd probably go Murray. It's very, very, very close. Fields or Lawrence? I'll go Fields, but it's so close. I have a league where I have Fields and Lawrence, and I've been swapping the two. Super close, man. Craig, need to drop one between Sutton, Judy, or Johnson. It's a favorable schedule coming up for Johnson, but I might drop Johnson. Just ask yourself, who are you the least likely to start on a weekly basis, and drop that player. Jay, Purine, Jones, or Wilson? Purine for sure. Purine for sure. It doesn't look like Mixon's going to play. Mr. Cassie John, we go in Purist, Murray, Pacheco, or Swift. I go Purist, but it's super close, bro. I don't see a crazy high ceiling, but I see a very safe floor with Purist. You could consider Swift or Pacheco, though. Very close, Mr. Sarcastic. Good to see you, bro. Anthony, Swift, White, or CPAT for flex and half PPR. Probably White, but CPAT and Swift are okay, too. Very, very close calls. Bunny Hop was good, bro. Swift, or Watson or Swift in the flex. You know where we're going, Bunny Hop. Going Watson all day long. We're going with the pack, bro. What's up, Bunny Hop? Great to have you, man. Godfather, what's good, bro? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, hey, I understand, bro. We appreciate you being here when you can be here, my guy. Always great to have you, man. Hope all is well. We totally get it, bro. Much love to you, bro. SSJ, what's good, bro? Goff or Mike White? Probably Goff, but both are fine. Similar floor and ceiling there. Jimbo, I got 2 questions. Knight, Pacheco, or Swift? Garrett Wilson or Cooper? Ooh. I go Knight and Pacheco. But Swift's okay. Garrett Wilson versus Cooper is close. You got to go Cooper. He's played better on the season, but it is super close. I think Garrett Wilson's going to have a good week as well. All are good starts here, Jimbo. I don't think this is going to make or break you. I think these are all really good starts. Very, very close, man. Chris, my gut is leading Johnson, but since I had Waller go out starting Muth, I don't like the idea of having Johnson starting Muth. Yeah, I mean, I dropped Johnson in the league if it makes you feel better. He does have a favorable strength of schedule, but, like, he gets the most defensive pressure from the position. So, just low ceilings for Johnson. Not like you get a ton with Sutton. Judy brings the most upside, but I'd probably drop Johnson, too. Ray Gamer, Moreau over Conklin in Standard. It's close because, like, you need a touchdown in Standard, essentially. I go Foster Moreau, though. I agree. Pick 2, Michael Pittman, Christian Watson, White. I definitely go Christian Watson. Give me that upside in. I'd probably go Rashad White, but Michael Pittman should see pretty good volume at the end of the day in a game script where he's, the Colts are going to have to throw the football. But it's a tough matchup. So if you want to go Pittman, I think it's okay. He's still your wide receiver 14 on the season. I just, like, all his value comes from the Colts playing from behind, which is probably going to happen. So I do think Pittman is a really safe start than Watson for the upside. But I think you could go White easily here. David, good luck to you as well. Godfather, appreciate you giving your opinion in the chat as well, my guy. Great to have you, man. Bunny Hop, everything is well with the baby and the misses. I appreciate that, bro. And same to you, man. I hope everything's going great for you. And love to see you in the chat, my dude. All right, guys, that does it. That's going to wrap up today's stream. So thank you guys so much for coming out today. Good luck to everyone today. Our 1 o'clock slates are about to kick off. So smash that like button on the way out. Guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure to join the Discord and follow us on Instagram. Best places to reach us outside of these streams and the YouTube comment section. Both of those links are in the description down below. Hit that subscribe if you tuned in last second and you're new to the channel. And that'll do it, man. It's Sunday. Go enjoy some football. Go have some fun. Go eat some good food. Don't let fantasy get too much in the way. Everyone have a safe day. Everyone enjoy yourselves. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys for all the fantasy questions. Thank you guys for coming out today. Thank you guys for keeping the fantasy conversation going in the chat. Beautiful stream. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Welcome to Catch Fam. Shout out to all you guys. Thank you guys for everything that you guys do for the channel. I appreciate you guys so much, man. Everyone be safe. And have a great day. With that, I'll say Thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch